Nice to see you all here. Ooh, love that. Beautiful cards.
While I was backstage with you guys just now chatting,
Mm-hmm.
the camera was going all over the place. Remember how Gerald helped me fix it, right? Well, I
Yeah.
was trying to fix that. I don't know where it went, but I couldn't find that little button he told me about. But it's not moving around, or is it? Nah, a little bit. Anyway, hi.
So nice to be here, and I was looking forward to our live stream. And I want to say a few highs here to Kieran. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Kim B. I see Linda de Gonzalez.
Watch out for her. Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, I'm not talking today.
CJ, Rossi. I see somebody named Viviani, Nas, Tamer,
Rossi.
Cheryl, Diane G. Rox is here. Amy Warrior Princess, nice to see you. Aquila, beautiful Aquila. Davy Jones, Donna Marie, nice to see you. And Andrea, nice to see you. Emily Lawrence Bradley, nice to see you. What else is here?
Amy, do you live in St. Joseph, Michigan?
Craig Dixon is here.
Wow.
Mystical G. Juju, nice to see you. And I want to say hi, since I'm saying hi to Juju, saying hi to Bob and Marley, her kitties. I hope I remember it correctly. Judith, nice to see you. Willow Readings, nice to see you. Amanda Carroll. And please post your questions in caps.
We've already got 9 questions, so let me just go over them to make sure I don't have any duplicates and et cetera, blah, blah, blah. Andrea, Kim B, Amy Warrior Princess, Kieran, Juju, hold on, or Juju, I don't know how you say your name, but it looks like it's juice spelt in French. Sarah Eisen. Welcome, Sarah. I haven't seen you here before. Yeah. Welcome.
Darian is here too, and Delphi.
Emily Lawrence Bradley and Paula Freed. So that's who we've got on the questions for today, and that's 9 questions.
So let's close it then, because okay, questions are closed.
Yeah. Man, 2:04 and questions are closed. Or actually it's 2:06, right? Or 6 minutes past the hour. I keep forgetting to say that.
And one quick thing I wanted to mention, a reminder for you all to please subscribe to all 3 channels. Please, we appreciate your support. It's just a reminder. If you're not subscribed to all 3 channels, please do so. I want to say hi. There's Darian. I think I missed it. And Paul, say hi. It's always nice to see you. There's Sarah. It's new to me too. But yes, please subscribe to all 3 channels. At the moment, Diana is not simulcasting, but she will in the near future, and so please help us grow.
I will. In fact, if there's time today, maybe Linda and I and you can play, so I can figure this out.
Yes,
it's a matter of I have to be taken by the hand sometimes.
Oh yeah, sure, definitely.
We all did. Nobody just sort of sprang full blown and started doing this. Right? Just
Look,
nobody.
It took me how many years to figure out how to make this camera start floating around when it wanted to.
Doesn't matter.
It took somebody else to do it for me.
Yeah, we all learn every day. I want to say a quick hi to Mary Hernandez Walker and to Gina. Nice to see you. Oh, Ness, I see your comment now. You asked. I didn't read all the questions. I was saying hi to people. So you asked if you could ask a health question 3 times before the live started, and twice during the live. And now you missed being included in the questions. I didn't have a chance to ask the readers how comfortable they feel about giving a health reading question. So different readers have different approaches to health questions. So I wanted to know from you ladies, how do you feel about that?
Not
Well,
comfortable.
well, I don't have a problem with that because sometimes it comes out of our ancestry, our DNA,
Mm-hmm.
our
Sorry. True enough.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have an issue because you're here and you're asking for yourself, so you're giving permission. And just like Diana said, yeah, it comes through, and I do healings and clearings too. But just a reminder that we are not doctors, so we are not
yeah.
doctors and lawyers. So there is that, like I said, different readers have different approaches, and
So
uh,
this is her question, and I've got it starred. So maybe
okay,
mm, you want to take that first?
sure. And oh, hi, Tinkerbell just came in. And again, a reminder, please, thank you,
Many Bear.
Diane G, for all you do for us with your postings of the our info. We truly appreciate you, and we're grateful for you. I'm really thankful. And hi to Super Bot, and
Super
Angela Hunter is here too. Let's see. Oh yeah. So okay, let
super
me.
super thought questions are closed for the day for today. So but stick around
And
because sometimes you can find some guidance in the answers other people get.
yeah, and that question would be really, we wouldn't be able to answer your Akashic Record destiny either. 'Cause
Yeah.
that is like
That's
a, we wouldn't get an answer for that. um, but yeah, thank you for being here. So, all right, let's take 3 deep breaths to release all that doesn't serve our highest good and to ground our energy. So, starting with one deep breath, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters, teachers, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you. And now I'm going to read the opening of the records for this group and those watching the replay. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, we open ourselves to our truth. And with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so, this group and those watching the replay are giving the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. Now I'm going to read this twice silently. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of this group and those watching the replay to receive the record of their soul. So the records are now open. And so thank you all for for being here. Thank you for posting questions in caps. The questions are closed now, but thank you all for being here. And if you stick around and you enjoy messages that you may resonate with, and at the end, towards the end, we have a beautiful healing from Diana. So yeah, please stick around. And let's see. Um,
I want to address Amy here for a minute. So I might not be right next door, but I'm over in Genesee in Grand Blanc Township. So one of these days during the summer, we should get a little hello going. Go someplace and have lunch.
Mm-hmm. Nice,
Nice little
nice.
road trip.
Yeah, road trip, and as the summer gets nice, as the weather gets nice, it'll go great time for road trip, huh? Okay, I'm going to. Okay, so we have the question for Ness here. Is there, if there's time? Okay. Do you see my health and energy improving? Okay, Nas. I'm going to. And hi, sweet Millicent Carbuncle. Thank you for being here. I heard the word diet, Ness. They brought up diet, so I don't know if you're changing your diet or if you're about to change your diet. Um, then I heard again, watch what you eat. I also see that walking away from the um screen, computer screen. Like we all spend a lot of time, doing what we're doing here in front of the computer, but it would be beneficial for you to spend some time outside. I heard less social media. I know it's hard for all of us, but less social media, a little more time outside to clear your head. So that's part of a diet too. Is watching what you eat, watch what you consume. Uh, in other ways, not just food, what you're consuming on social media and news and everything. Because even if you're not watching the news, you're bombarded with a lot of things on social media. So taking a break from that will be beneficial for your health. And then I hear focus on you, learning and practicing new skills, and then like spending time outside. And then I see you with a dog. If you have a dog, take your dog for walks and that kind of activity. All of that will be beneficial for your diet. And one more thing.
Ness says she does have a dog.
Okay. I was feeling a little, tiny little pinch in my heart space, and then I asked, why was I feeling that? And then I heard, clear your mind and clear your heart. So a bit of um, extra info that, and it's just it's it's not a physical issue. Is like clear your mind and clear your heart, and just release energies that don't serve your highest good. And I think this diet that they're referring to and everything will be helpful. So I hope that helps, Ness.
And
So
I got for
mm-hmm,
next, I also got, yeah, I apologize. Wanda's cranky. She doesn't want to sit with me, but she doesn't want to be by herself. So I
mm-hmm,
apologize in advance. Um, I'll keep muted as much as I can.
mm-hmm,
Next for you, I got the clear message to stay away from processed foods as much as possible, to eat,
mm-hmm,
um, to eat food that's prepared, that you prepare yourself, that you don't, it's not boxed, it's not frozen. I don't mean frozen vegetables because those are fine, but I mean like packaged meals, that kind of a thing.
mm-hmm.
And fast food, prepare your own meals. And while you're preparing your meal, be mindful about the process. So, um, if you're a Reiki practitioner, you can infuse Reiki into your food. That will be really healing for you.
Mm-hmm.
That is um, that is something that most Reiki practitioners do. I think I know I do, and everybody I ever talked to does that. And so, oh, so you're already making everything by hand. Okay, good. So be
Good,
mindful about
good.
it, and be and infuse it with energy for yourself, with healing energy for yourself. Um,
Yeah, I have a
that's what
quick
I got.
comment about that, because since she mentioned she's already preparing all the food, I think and you can bring mindfulness about
Yeah.
when and how you're eating, because if you're eating a healthy meal but you're eating like so fast that you're not like chewing properly, not that it will
Yeah,
affect your digestion.
mindfulness.
If you're eating in front of a TV, watching things and being bombarded with all that stuff, what I'm mentioning, the mental clearing and all that, so that all affects your overall health and well-being. So even when you're consuming a lovely homemade meal, think about what else you're consuming, why you're eating, and how you're eating that meal.
Yeah,
And
Right. Standing at the stove instead of sitting down and making it an event.
mm-hmm,
And one more thing, because it's affecting most of us,
yes,
yeah,
but spiritually, those of us who have this sixth sense, um, we're really being bombarded by the solar flares.
mm-hmm,
And we just had a big M class go off. And then another one went off later in the day yesterday, and it hit Earth. It's hitting Earth right now. So when you get into those patterns where you just can't pick your feet up off the ground and everything hurts. I'm older than you, so everything hurts.
mm-hmm,
Um, that's what it is. I mean, seriously, that's what it is. And doctors are beginning to agree. Chiropractors, people who work with energy, are beginning to understand that. And Ness, you're pretty talented. Yep, the solar flares, especially yesterday's, I was doing really good, and today couldn't move. So those are, and I also got a hit from the Akashic is there's rheumatism in your family, in your ancestral history. So sooner or later, you should have your rheumatoid factors.
mm-hmm. Yes, great. Thank you, ladies. Let's go to this next question. Let's see. Okay, so we answer this question? Let's see.
Good for
For
you, Amy. Amy's lost 50 pounds. Good for you.
wonderful, yes. Okay, for okay, this is a new subscriber to your channel, Linda. Sarah.
Ison. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know of any past life that will help me in this life. My current life has been and is still, your current life is difficult, and it's been difficult for a number of years, I guess. Okay. Wanda, don't be so cranky.
She's getting bothered by the flares too, the solar flares.
Ah, okay, this isn't a sunshine and unicorns farting rainbows story. Okay, so Sarah, it's a sad lifetime that I'm going to tell you about, and I'll explain why the masters are showing me this, to help you understand your current position. The short answer is that this is what you chose, but that's blaming the victim, and it's really not helpful to someone who's trying to grow spiritually and understand their place in the universe, because you are a precious child of the universe. You have a place, you are learning, and you're on the path. First of all, you are a treasured soul. That's the first thing you need to know, and the first thing you need to be aware of. So I see a lifetime. I'm still trying to get a location, because it's kind of a generic landscape. It could be just about anywhere on the planet, but I'll just start talking, and as the pictures move in front of me, I'll get more information. Um, you are You're wearing a long skirt and a kerchief around your head, and you're in a field, bent over with a hoe, um, working the field. There's a baby strapped to your back, and you're not far from the house. There's little kids, like toddler sort of sized kids. So, um, so this is a typical peasant woman of any time of the last 1,000 years. Okay. Um, and it is a hard life, because your land's okay, but it's not like really fertile. And you have some goats, and you have a cow. And so you're working the manure into the soil at the moment that I'm seeing you. It's hard for me to tell how old you are, like early adulthood, I would say 25 maybe. And you're working the manure into the soil, which is in hot, stinky work. And but it has to be done, because your land is not that good. This is one of the tasks you can't neglect. And as you're working, you're praying. You're praying that the harvest will be good. You're praying that there's no big hail or thunderstorms, that there's not too much rain, that there's just enough. You're look at you. You're visualizing what you want to come out of this ground. You have an image in your head, and you're kind of praying to God, but you're also kind of praying to Mother Earth and saying, help me grow this. Help me feed my family. Help me make sure. Oh, so your husband's gone off to the wars. I don't know where he is. He's not there. He was okay. I think this is Eastern Europe anytime in the last 200 years, actually, because groups used to go through the villages and just grab all the able-bodied men and bring them off to the army. And so your husband's just not there, and the whole burden of the farm and the family is on you. And your oldest kid looks like they're like maybe 6, so they can't even help with cooking or the looking after the little ones. They're really too little to be looking after the little ones. But there you are. And the connection this has with your life is that understand where your strength comes from. Get a vision. Like, she had a vision, this woman, this nameless peasant in the middle of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. She had a vision of what she wanted to have, what she wanted out of this earth that she was working so hard. And she implanted, along with the seeds, that was going to come later, but along with the seeds, she was implanting that vision of what was going to happen. She had faith in that vision. And she worked for that vision every waking moment of her life. Man, that was a hard life. However, they were fed. All of them were fed. There was no shortage of food. She made cheese from the milk of both the goats and the cow. They drank the milk of the goats and the cow. She has a wheat field that another farmer helps her harvest. And she has this field of cabbages, potatoes, carrots, onions, garlic, and beets. I'm sorry, that's the message, is have a vision and work for that vision every single day.
The manifester she was is the manifester she still is.
Yes, that's a soul talent that you have. That's something that is innate within you. It's part of your being, and you can exercise it now. You need confidence and you need a vision. You need the faith that this is your birthright, and the clear vision of what it is you want to achieve, and then do something every single day. Shovel that manure every single day. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make a joke about it, but that's what she was doing. She was working the manure into her garden, into her fields.
Yeah. Those are kind of roots that we all come from anyway, because it's such a revolving door of time, right? It's an orb. It's not a straight line.
I know you keep saying that, and it makes my teeth itch.
Well, we bring things with us, and we leave some things behind, but we always bring a lesson to be learned.
Yeah.
No matter where we are, society's ladder.
So Sarah, claim your vision and claim your birthright as a manifester. Yeah, that's what I've got.
You're muted, Vivi.
Thank you. Sorry about that. So For you, Diane, I have a question from Paul. He asked it to have you answering this for him.
Hi, Paul. Hello, ladies. This question is for moi. How far can a spirit guide take you back in the past? Oh, take you back in the past. Last night was
Guide. Talking about a guide.
yeah.
1887, Russia.
You could find yourself at the manger. I have been the midwife. I was the wife of the innkeeper,
Mhm.
and it makes sense. I collect nativities. I
Uh,
just love them. I just love them.
I just heard a little bit of a song called "No Limits." It was like kind of like house music.
Right.
So
I think we're
that.
all in on this one with you,
And
Paul.
yeah, no limit. Oh, I can't sing. Sorry. Not because I can't sing and because of copyright. But anyway, no limits. So yeah, they're just saying, yeah, there are no limits. No
And,
limits.
and if you're questioning that, what your role was during that time frame, that's when you wake up or when you come back from that vision, what you call it, remote view or dream, when you come back from that, that's when you take that time for yourself and go within, try to see what your Akashic role was in that era, what was that time. It's still fresh in your mind, even if you can't take in all the details. They can come back to you, and you can slip yourself into a remote view under those conditions. I call it the glistening when I'm getting a remote view. My right eye gets this glistening in on the inside. Weird, but let me see what I can find out about 1887 at Rochester Castle for you. You may not know this, but you were a knave at that time, still young, not a squire, not quite a knight, in between, still in training. Part of the reason why you were looking from the distance rather than able to see yourself in. Did you watch? Were you in a ballroom while there was a big feast going on and a big dance going on? For that is what they are showing me. And you were of the, well, you were acting as a knave at that point. So you were, taking wraps and walking around with trays of food and drink. Yes, they did that then. Guarding ladies' fur coats. And since it was 1887, there was still a lot of protocol, but certainly not as it was. And they are showing me you in the Wayback Machine. Now you're looking at it in 1600s. And many of the same people are at this affair, just generations behind.
Mhm.
I hope that helped. They're stepping back now, Paul. I hope that helped you.
Yeah, he's saying amazing. This is great.
Okay.
And I want to say hi to Peace Mama and Garnet that came in.
Hey, and congratulations on your house blessing, Paul. He moved into
Nice.
his new house.
Wonderful. So, okay, next question here is, oops. Let's start this. Okay, Amy, Warrior Princess is asking about a past life. Let's see what they will show me, Amy.
Hello, Pierre.
Yeah, Pierrette's here. Hi, Pierrette. She's going to be on my channel on Thursday.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
They're showing me a farm. So I see this farm in England, and I see the pigs. You were walking towards the area where the pigs are to help feed them. And now you're doing the same for sheep. And now you're feeding chicken. Now you're sitting on the grass. And I heard alone waiting for a friend. And then there's this guy comes and sits next to you. And let's see what else they say. I heard that you both like each other. And you're both very shy. And then someone comes in that I'm not seeing, but is like, you're. It's like, okay, you're like, okay, I gotta go back to work now. And you stand up and walk away. You grab a large basket where you're supposed to put the eggs. You're supposed to get collect eggs from the chickens. So that's what I saw. Amy, farm life in England. She said, "I'm smiling and tingling." Okay, thank you for your question, Amy. I hope this was helpful. And And okay, Kieran. Um, Kieran's question for you, Linda. I I'll look into it too as you read.
Kieran, I'm sorry, I don't really understand what you mean by karmic family because um, the question is, why was I born into a karmic family and not a loving family? How can I get rid of karmic family? Please and
Yeah,
thank you.
I don't
That
understand that
I
either.
don't understand the question at all. I can answer about the family that you were born into. You
Mm-hmm.
have contracts with all the people in your life that you're closest to. So, your family, for sure, those are all there because of contracts that you made with them before you came to the planet, before you were
Mm-hmm.
born
Yeah.
into your body on this planet.
Yeah, you made
Um,
those
you
choices.
made contracts with them. The contracts were, well, they can be anything, but they can be about you decided what lessons you wanted to learn in this lifetime. By the way, this is universally true for people. I mean, there might be some exceptions, but I've never seen one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you decide what you want to learn in this incarnation, in this life that you're going to live. And you
Mm-hmm.
spend a lot of time, apparently, in that world, in spirit, deciding
Mm-hmm.
what those lessons are and how you're going to learn them and who is going to help you learn them.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to these other souls and you say, I would like to learn this and that and the other. And I think that you would be a good person to teach me. The lesson might be loyalty in the face of betrayal. The lesson might be um, uh, abandonment and how to live with that fear of abandonment or the actual fact of abandonment. It might be how to exactly. Thank you, Diane. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the lesson, it's any kind of spiritual lesson, compassion in the face of adversity, all that kind of stuff. And you might go into like 50 lifetimes just learning about love, you know? So yeah,
With
go ahead.
role reversals.
Yes,
Hmm?
absolutely.
With role reversals.
Yes, with role
Yes.
reversal. So sometimes you're the grandparent, sometimes you're the child, sometimes you're the brother, the sister, the cousin, the teacher, the
Mm-hmm.
shopkeeper on the corner.
Yeah.
Okay? All different roles that these contracts, these souls that you contracted with play. So while it's kind of dismissive, I think, to say, well, you chose it, so have the day you voted for. That's not accurate. This was something that you set up for yourself to learn spiritual lessons. So,
Mm-hmm.
how are they not loving? And what did that teach you? And if it taught you that you're not worthy, if it taught you that you are unlovable, then your lesson might be to learn to love yourself, to learn to find value on your own, to build up the strength for your own self in that. Okay. And you can't get rid of karmic family. Just like Diane said, you and there is no such thing as karmic family anyway. I mean, that's just an expression that's meaningless. Um,
Yes.
your contracts are your contracts, and part of the lesson is setting boundaries. No, I
Yes.
will not give up my education fund so my sister can have a big wedding.
Yeah. One quick comment too that I have
I
is
read way too much Reddit.
one quick comment that I have too is that you okay, I understand you're saying your family is not loving, your maybe your parents are not loving, but it's for us to also think about, well, maybe their parents were not loving, so it's this is coming, like they also, most likely didn't experience the loving, loving, having loving parents.
Yeah.
So it's part of the, I guess, part of the lesson too is understanding and forgiving them too.
Yeah.
And karma is something you go through while you're still here. You don't take karma onto the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You take
Yeah.
a soul contract. You take the, what is the lesson that I missed with you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. What did
But
I not
right,
learn?
so you can
Kieran,
sometimes
sorry.
sometimes you no, it's okay. Sometimes we think we're doing all we can, and then I should have
Mm-hmm.
had a V8. But it sometimes takes two lifetimes, three times for that light bulb to really turn on, so that you no longer have to um, experience that kind of a contract, right?
Well,
That's probably made it as clear as mud.
I want to say hi to Kelly.
My hair is still wet, so please excuse me doing this.
I want to say
Your
hi to
brain.
Kelly, the mystic next door, and then hi to PG. Nice to see you.
And
And
Sharon Sipe, thank you so much. And
Pierrette is
Diane
here.
G, thank you so much.
Michelle Marie is here.
Oh, hi,
The
Michelle
other
Marie.
thing, Kieran said that they are loving and unloving both. They don't take much care and give attention.
Uh-huh.
They're basically about themselves. So that sounds pretty human to me, you know.
Yes.
I mean, that sounds really human. That sounds just like every human being who doesn't look past their nose, which is like 80% of the population. And all you can do, or sorry, not all you can do, and this is part of what you have to figure out for yourself. It maybe the best you can hope for is to love them from a distance and just keep that boundary there and go, no, you guys hurt me too much. Being with you is painful. I can do it for like 2 hours a week or an hour every other month. You decide what your boundaries are and you put them up, but it doesn't make them evil, it just sounds like they're just like normal.
And we carry that with us because
Mm-hmm.
every muscle has a memory. Your brain is a muscle. So
Yeah.
every muscle in your body has a memory. And you might repeat a life over and over where you just have this pain in your shoulder and you don't know why. And
Yeah.
then suddenly you discover what happened and it goes away
That's
because
an
you're
excellent,
able to heal
excellent
it.
point. Thank you, Diana. That's an excellent point. So Kieran, the question you need to be asking yourself at this point is not why you were born into the corn, because who cares? I mean, like, that's not what's important. The why is just never important.
Mm-hmm.
What's important is there to be absolutely rock solid certain that there was a purpose for this, because there is. And what is that purpose? What lesson am I learning other than going around going,
Mm-hmm.
I don't deserve this? Yeah, okay, you don't. So what? How does that
Uh-huh.
change anything? It's all their fault. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so what? How does
And
that make your life better? How does that make you feel
uh-huh.
better?
And I
Your
also see,
task is to forge your life.
yeah.
Right?
Make your
Because
life
I also
about
see a comment
yourself.
here that kind of goes with it. That from Kieran is that they may be what is I just missed it. That they are not the kind that give attention, and they're okay
Yeah,
here. They oops, I just found it
they're,
and I
they're
deleted it.
selfish. They're basically self-centered.
Yeah, but
and
think about it. So maybe this is what think about it as a way of teaching you how to be a stronger person and be more self-sufficient. And it could be there's that side of it too. They're not
right.
how many parents have I don't have kids. I mean, not human
And
kids.
it comes to, you recognize this, they don't.
Uh-huh.
So you accept it and you
Yes.
draw your boundary
Yeah,
and you love them in spite of it because you do. And no matter how
Mm-hmm.
you're ready to pull your hair out.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
was teaching you to be more independent and more self-sufficient. There are parents that could be uh, the opposite, like helicopter parents that would be like,
Right.
and then
And
you'll
who
be
knows
like
what
helpless.
they're
You wouldn't know how to
hiding.
do anything by yourself without your parents' help. Or
Sure.
Yeah.
so
And
there's.
parents have a tendency to hide from their children
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
because, especially older generations,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we're not meant to be our children's friends.
No.
That comes when they are the same age as you, which is
Yes.
when they're 40 and you're on your deathbed.
No.
Just kidding about that. But it's when they are adults and have experienced some of the crap
Mm-hmm.
that you've gone through, and that is the old school
Yeah.
thought, and it makes sense. It really does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I hope that helped, Kieran.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
So, Kieran, instead of focusing on how inadequate your parents are, because I have no doubt you're telling the truth, I have no doubt they're
mm-hmm.
inadequate people. Instead of focusing on how inadequate they are, think about yourself and how you would like to be and how you can get yourself to that place. So, what would you like to
Mm-hmm.
know? Learn it. What would you like to know that your parents didn't teach you? You know, is it,
Mm-hmm.
Because it's ancestral for them too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Generation was
yeah.
even.
Yeah, that's what I said. They
So,
probably didn't have that with their parents, and
yeah,
it's
Wow, look
just.
at what happened with this conversation.
I know it's becoming well, I'm gonna have a
Solving the world.
psychology. We have a psychology degree after the show.
therapy is
Going
never
back to
a
school.
bad thing, okay? Kieran, if you can get therapy,
Yeah.
that will help you sort your feelings out a lot.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, you don't need psychic advice or Akashic Records advice, really.
Mm-hmm.
You just need, a few sessions with a good therapist to help you sort your feelings out. And yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Now for Diana, I have a question from Emily.
Hi, Emily. May I please have some insight on my current and past life relation with my parents and
Ooh,
brother?
another one. Okay, and
Well, there you
brother,
go. I mean,
parents and brother.
any guidance on it, please, and thank you.
Okay.
So we we sometimes the Akashic Records is about a big conversation, and these are the realities of life in general, right? And I will go into the records in a moment, but I just want to stress that we must remember our parents are only human, no matter what their age is. And if they're like, I'm in my 70s, a hippie. So at least my kids experienced the hippie. But my mother was stopped by World War II, and she was a 19-year-old having family. And then her mother was one of 16 children. And
Mm-hmm.
her mother, I mean, we're going back to, I can take you back to the last king of Poland because I'm descendant of that family. So the rigidity that has followed all of the generations comes from this
Mm-hmm.
hard life that those generations experienced. And then there's the church reformations, and you got to do it this way because God says you're going to hell unless you get a crown of thorns around your waist. And oh my gosh, I mean, there's things that nuns and priests do for self-flagellation
Mm-hmm.
that it's like, what, are you nuts? You're just going to make yourself sick. So, but that's where we are today. They really didn't
Mm-hmm.
know much better back then. They thought that punishment was going to save you in the next world, but they didn't understand that time is the next world just turns you around and sends you back unless you earned your wings like Clarence in It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, understand why it's so different from my family, because you've learned lessons in the past that they have not.
Mm-hmm.
And I am seeing you studious. You're a scribe, which means you're a monk in this life that they're showing me. You are a monk. And there's a candle on your desk, and you are writing the stories of the Bible. And the Bible is left up to interpretation because spelling wasn't a thing. Letters were coming into play, but there wasn't a way to make sure everybody reads this word the same way. So a lot was always left up to interpretation from one language to another. It is an art form more than it is about the script. And so one monk in particular would write copy after copy after copy this way. But the guy sitting next to him might write it a little differently because of where he came from and how his language presented different sounds that said different words. But spelling is more about manifestation, about casting a spell. If you could cast words, you could spell. But spelling didn't include letters as we know them. They were ogam, they were runes, they were hieroglyphs, they were petroglyphs, and it's so much of that was left into the interpretation. But you were very studious, and you have repeated this lifetime many times. In fact, are you drawn to such a cloistered-like life? This drawing to this cloistered life is not because you feel so different from your family. Allow your ego a little room to understand, oh, I learned that lesson. It doesn't make me superior or better or even different. They're still working on it. And there's not much I can do to help them change that. They have to do it themselves. And now I'm seeing this. Your father now was the abbot of that life. And there was this big puff of smoke that came as he was standing over your shoulder trying to interpret what you were reading. And it's like, that's not the way you form that letter. That's not the way you say it. Almost like a dragon blowing out your candle is how it felt, because you were submerged is the word in that. So I hope that helps you.
Wow, that was a great reading. Thank you, Diana. That was
What did I say? I hope I
Yeah.
didn't hurt your
Human
feelings.
purposes only, because none of us knows everything. We're just talking about
Yeah.
the pretty pictures we see in our heads.
You should listen to this again, Emily, because this was such a great reading. It's like a lot
Yeah.
of info to absorb there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says it sounds like her dad now. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So see, and this addresses what we had been talking about prior, which
Mhm.
is role changing and modeling 6 degrees of separation, never far away from people that you have been with before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right, Diana?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Sister Mary Day Gonzalez.
It's amazing. You know, I had to be, I lived my whole life, well, up until now, clearly I've lived my whole life up till now, but most of my life, I had no idea any of this existed. Okay.
Mhm.
And coming into this community, I have found so many people that I just, that have been in my life, that part of my previous lifetimes, that we've all been together before. It is so cool. It is so interesting. It's so a friend.
Right. And Emily says, except he's more immature now, laugh out loud. Well, there you go. You know, again, now he's looking towards you and why you feel so much different than the rest of them, right?
Yeah.
Because he's you remember these lives. You're like I said, your brain is a muscle. And it remembers, muscles can remember everything you did as a little kid and can still do it in your head. And even when you do that, the muscle is responding to the memory. So you are getting some activity in that muscle, even if you're just sitting in a chair.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Sharon, I'm sorry. Questions are closed for this. Yeah. Yeah. Pierrette's another one. Gerald's another one. Viviani and Diana.
Uh, I'll make an exception for Sharon's side because she's
You want to
right
make
here.
it?
And
Okay,
Sharon,
sure.
For entertainment purposes only.
I'll make an
Yeah.
exception for Sharon's side because she's more on all the channels and
Yeah.
she never gets a reading.
Oh, okay, sure.
How about we do that for Sharon?
Okay.
I
Yep.
don't
Yep.
see Sharon ever asking a question, and she's asking for a past life reading. Would you
Okay.
be okay with doing that?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah. Yeah.
helping us on every single channel. She
Absolutely.
never gets a reading.
Absolutely. Good idea.
Okay, Sharon. So you want an info about a past life? How about each of us gives a little bit of a past life info? Is that okay?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Uh,
Man, do we have the priests coming in? Mm.
This woman's entire existence has been about service.
Yes, I am seeing a monk, but not a Buddhist monk, like a like like Siddhartha, only not during his time. I don't know what they're called. Diana doesn't know. Is the name is escaping me, but it's like the the religious that live on the streets that have a palette and live on the streets in India with the painted head and such.
Oh, I forgot the name. I don't know either.
But this is where I see your beginning, and that you're it's like your whole role is to pray for others that don't have the time to pray, to meditate for them, to hold space for them, to make sure that the odds and ends are taken care of. When in those days, of course, there were those who did meditate all the time, but those who
Hare
did not.
Krishnas? Are they
No,
Hare Krishnas? Hare Krishnas?
no,
Well,
that's a
like a Hare Krishna, but just wears a tunic. I mean, just the
Okay.
Swami wrapping around the body
So
and
far,
sits
they're
on a
showing me
mat.
a nun for you, Sharon Saip. You had a past life as a nun. I see the black.
Oh, astrology. Do you know, Michelle, what that name, what the word is I'm looking for?
Yeah, she's the one that she's Michelle wrote that.
Yeah, but that would be more Buddhist. This is not. This is. I can't say that because I can't think of the name.
Mm, so for picking
Sorry.
up a past life as a nun for Sharon. Let's see what else. Okay.
There's just so much spirituality in this room today, and we need to be in a place where we remember that, and we are holding space for each other. We have we have been through a lot as a collective, It's not over with. And so these are the places and times where we hold space for each other.
Diana, would the name be this Naga
Sadhus.
Sadhus?
That could
Some.
be or the S and the N. I'm just going to say, yeah, let's go with that because dialect is everything in that part of the world. And it's the one I'm seeing is escaping me. Kind of like in the Hindi area.
Mm-hmm. Um, so yeah, for Sharon, I saw past life as a nun, and I really feel like this big heart, like this really big loving heart. I really felt like
The sadhus, then, the big on Shiva.
mm,
This is big on Shiva.
mm,
Sufi. You know, I don't know how this is generations and generations back that they are showing me. So Sufi, I mean, all of these words, names, uh, probably indicate the same type of strength and faith, and give up all worldly possessions,
Yeah.
and roll up a
mm-hmm,
mat, and borrow a flute, and you know, it's not part of the class distinction, but live on the road, and people take care of you because they know you are praying for them.
mm-hmm.
So it is of that. It's not of the class distinction. It is of that.
Yeah. Um, and Sharon, you have had so many lifetimes as a monk, as a hermit, just a life of service and contemplation and meditation focused on your soul. And I think that this time around should be a little more focus on yourself. I think that's part of the lessons that you're learning. And if you're feeling uncomfortable at all, it's probably because you're not sure how to look after yourself, how to honor yourself in a way that's compatible with your
Mm-hmm.
vision of service. You perceive a conflict. There is no conflict. It is okay to wear comfortable shoes and to have pretty clothes. It does not take away your credentials as a spiritual being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's okay to be comfortable. It's okay to eat tasty food and to want, um, pretty shirts or whatever. You know what I mean? It's all right to taste um, the fruits of materiality without getting sucked. Don't feel guilty about that because I'm getting a whole bunch of guilt. I'm feeling a whole bunch of guilt about, oh, but I shouldn't because it's not this, that, or the other. No. Enjoy life. Enjoy the gifts of the physical world. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
you gave so much. I saw again her the past life as a nun and
yeah,
praying, her holding a rosary and praying and just being of
yeah,
service. So yeah.
yeah. So enjoy the gifts of the world, and
Mm-hmm.
um, what an astonishing soul you are.
Yes, and you are so wonderful to all of us, so many readers in the community.
Yeah,
Wow, that's one of the reasons. That's You're the reason why I became a moderator too, because I was just following you. Like I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna be like Sharon. I want to be like Sharon. So just like trying to help everybody else, like you do, Sharon. So I was looking up to you. Thank you for all you do.
She's
So
all
okay.
over the place, right?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Diane,
Michelle.
that's such a blast of an insight. Diane says it's that vow of poverty. I think you're
Yes.
Right?
right.
Oh,
I think
that
you're
we
right.
still get ourselves trapped in.
Yeah.
We've got to look at it
Yes,
as an exchange of energy, but we
yes,
don't. We look
yes.
at it as the vow of poverty because
Mm-hmm.
it's been bred into us.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Every
this,
muscle has a memory, including your wallet.
yes. Okay, I'm gonna take this question out from
Thanks,
Juju
Michelle.
or Juju.
Thank you, Sharon.
Yes, thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
So Juju or Juju would like to know, can I have some guidance, please? Let's see what the masters have for you. I heard you are so loving, but remember to love yourself. That was the first thing you got.
Her name's Justine.
Oh, okay.
Justine.
And I see one of your guides is giving you a red rose.
Oh,
I see you taking the rose and then bringing it up close to your nose to smell the fragrance of the rose. Now I see rose petals falling above you, falling on you. Red rose petals. Now I see you sitting like in meditation position and with your hands on your heart, and then I'm hearing that they want you to love yourself. Again, they're saying that again. And you're sitting in this. It's a room that's almost empty, and there's like this a large window in front of you, and I see the sunlight uh, coming through and illuminating you. And now I'm hearing feed your inner child and play like a kid. I see you outside twirling and blowing bubbles. I'm really feeling my heart and solar plexus energy now, and I'm here. I'm hearing you're a kind soul, Justine. It's a simple but beautiful message. Oh, I just saw your message about you before, and I was listening to "I Got You, Babe" today with Chrissy Hine, the duo. That was fun live. I'm listening to that. Okay. I see the red rose again. You put it in a bud, vase. It's in your kitchen now on a counter island. And then I'm hearing nurture yourself. So that's what I have for you, Juju or Juju. So thank you for your question. Okay, let's move on to a different question now for Linda. Kim B for Linda.
A reading on any past lives that the masters would like to share. Okay. I get dizzy, when I look at your past lives, Kim, because they're like, there's a lot of them, and they speed by so quickly. Hold on for just a second here while I tune in. So this looks like the the steppes of Asia and the Great Central Steppes, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, all along that whole area.
Order.
And horse nomads. It's a group of horse nomads. You are one of 3 wives of a leader, I guess the chief of that particular group. There's maybe 10 families in that group, so 50 or 60 people. And it's a big group, I guess. Sizable, let's say. You're the junior wife, you're the youngest wife, the most recent wife. And at the time I'm seeing you, you're like no more than 16 years old, and you've got a baby on your hip. And another one in your belly. And it's a difficult life, but you're well looked after. You guys eat well. The whole tribe eats well because you have good hunters. And the leader, your husband, keeps the infighting, the arguments and the feuds and all the rest of that. He's very strict about that. And so he's able to keep the community together really well. He's actually a very skilled leader. The eldest wife, or the first wife, she's not really happy. She's getting she feels she's getting ignored in favor of you specifically, and she's jealous because she would like more babies, but you're the one who seems to have the husband's favor. And so here you are with one on your hip and one in your belly, and she hasn't got any. Her youngest isn't a baby anymore, and so why doesn't she have a baby? Because I mean, horse nomads, right? It's all about making babies. I mean, not like that, but you know what I mean. It's all about continuing the community, and you have a herd of goats. You have a herd of horses. You trade with other groups for what you need. Nobody goes hungry, and nobody is cold. It's a very well-run little community, and you move with the animals, right? It's hard work taking down the tents and packing everything up to move, but you guys have that down to a science now. You have everything you need to be able to do it, so it's not an easy life, especially because the oldest wife, catches you out behind the tents where nobody's looking and pinches you so hard that she bruises you and tells you that she wants you to die and she's going to try to kill you. Yeah, she's kind of evil, kind of. And there's not really anything you can do about it. Because if you say anything to your husband, he'll beat her, and that will make her even more miserable towards you. So all you can do is grin and bear it for years. And you are your husband's favorite wife. But you learn the ways of dealing with her. And so by the time you're 30, you are absolutely well established as the favorite wife, and she just has to live with it. You're not mean to her, but you don't let her bully you anymore. Good life. Good life, Kim. Now, how does this relate to your life now? I'm thinking that the key is in setting boundaries and teaching people how to treat you.
She says, I'm a baby machine.
Yeah,
3 pregnancies and 3 natural births. I worked in an office until I delivered. I was blessed with good health.
Yeah, me too. 3 pregnancies and 3 natural births. Oh, and I think 2 miscarriages in between there. Yeah, I liked being pregnant. I enjoyed it. I wasn't sick. So, so so to me, it's about setting boundaries and teaching people how to treat you. That's what that life is about. I don't know what a samskara is, Michelle Marie, but it sounds wonderful. Thank
Me
you.
neither, yeah. Okay, thank you, Linda. Let me see. Let me get
Yeah.
her.
I hope that helped, Kim. I hope that was, yeah. Oh my God, driving a stick shift right after you give birth. Oh,
Whoa.
I feel the pain.
That question is for Amanda. I mean, for Diana from Amanda
Hi,
Carroll.
right? Hi, Amanda. How are you? Let's see. Will you tell me anything about my past lives with my friend Dante? This is who I am being shown. Dale Carnegie. And he's about
Hmm.
45, 50 years old, but he's already got so he can't, maybe he's older than that, but he's full white mustache and beard, boulder hat with a beautiful, beautiful boulder hat. Um, Big woolen winter overcoat of the 1920s. Uh, and he's turning and he swings his hand and presents you as you walk down the stairs into the streets of New York. And you are 2 things. You are a piano virtuoso, but you also have the voice of an angel. And so you're one of those multi-talented who were, because of Dale Carnegie, allowed to do both and not just have the pressure put on to excel in one. For the way you were brought up, you were trained for opera and certainly trained for classical, but you were a virtuoso.
Wow.
And a message.
Great reading. Thank you,
Oh, I hope that
Diana.
resonates.
2 more questions. All right. Okay, now Andrew is asking if she had a past life in Germany. Let me check.
Oh,
Yes, but let's see.
yeah.
Yes. They're showing me soldiers. I don't know if you ladies are picking anything up uh, in Germany. I just see soldiers marching. So I guess you get where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep showing me this line of soldiers marching. I don't. I'm hesitant to say. Are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing?
Linda, sorry, I wasn't here.
I said, are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Because
I
I
think,
see
I don't know.
soldiers.
Yeah. Soldiers and uh, pretty undisciplined, I think is the word that you might be looking
Yeah.
for to
Um.
not to
Yeah, I
be too.
see a line. They keep showing me this line of soldiers walking, marching towards me, and so it was like Nazi Germany. It
Yeah.
was
World War II. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then after that particular battle, the soldiers just, a lot of them are trying to desert and run away, but a lot of them just stick together and start raiding the local villages and beating people and killing them. Well, maybe that was part of the battle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gruesome. Just go watch
Mm-hmm.
any World War II movie. I don't need to go into detail.
Yeah. Maybe
I,
that's why they're not showing me, because they keep showing me, they keep repeating the same scene
yeah, yeah,
to me.
yeah.
So yeah, you had a past life in Germany, and that was World War II, and so
But I see another past life as well, and this one was
mm.
hundreds of years ago. This was a long, long time ago as an alchemist,
Oh, nice.
in a university town, because you're teaching young men, um, and um, so by definition, that's a unit. They're not kids, right? It's not a school. It's at a higher level, and you're
Mm.
teaching medicine and alchemy, and
Mm-hmm.
and you've written a couple of books, which is quite an accomplishment because books were like
Mm-hmm.
written by hand, right? Well, they had to be written by hand first, and then you'd bring them to a printing press, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a very hard thing to do to have a book actually printed.
When you talked about being an alchemist, I saw a hand holding a glass and a vessel, and it
Yeah,
had like a blue liquid inside, and it was like twirling like this. It was
yeah,
neat,
bubbling.
nice.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
You made a very important contribution to the science of chemistry as an alchemist, okay, Andrea?
Wonderful.
So
Thank.
I don't know what that was, but it was a foundational concept that I can't even express. A foundational concept in chemistry that you described and experimented with, and were teaching other people how to do, other men how to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrea, me too. I feel like crying when I can't watch
Oh,
horror movies. I
yeah.
I've
It's too
never seen
stressful.
Schindler's
Yeah.
List.
I've never
Um,
seen it either. Yeah.
I won't watch it. I can't. I just can't.
Yeah.
Same here. I
This
came
is
to
our
the
last question.
Sorry, Diana.
I came to this life from there.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
I had that, I had that past life too. So
In
that
yeah,
you ladies told me about. So
right.
yeah, yeah.
And we may have known each other there. I didn't see whether we did or not, but I was definitely a young teenage girl
mm-hmm.
in
Yeah, you
August.
first saw me. You're the first person that told me. You looked at me a couple of times, giving me a different reading, and then you mentioned it. So
Yeah.
that's why I investigated it. So okay, this is the last question for Darion. How who's next?
I
Who's
forgot.
next?
I forgot. I
I
don't know
think
who's
I
next.
think I read for Andrea.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
because
it's
yeah.
You read for Andrea. Oh, so it's me. So how will things go for you? And okay, so there's a
Ooh,
the
okay,
short
that's
answer, however you want. Um, the longer answer is, have you prepared yourself? Let me just take a look.
and thanks, Michelle, for explaining samskara.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so my masters are just holding up their hands and going, let me see if I can get anything better, any information at all from the guides. Hang on. Let me just I'm going to do something very unorthodox for Akashic Adventures.
you're gonna
And
get a card.
yeah, I'm going to pull a card.
Mm,
We don't do that normally. I don't think I've
mm,
ever done it on this um, on Akashic Adventures because that's not what this is about. But your question is unusual, and the masters don't want to
mm-hmm,
touch it. Not because it's a bad question. It's just kind of outside the realm of
mm-hmm.
Akashic readings. Okay, it's not a it's not really an Akashic records question. Ah, okay. So I'm using the What We've Forgotten, and the
Mm-hmm.
card that I got is the card of protection, which is this beautiful egg, which I don't know, is that a dragon egg? I to me that's what a dragon egg would look like, okay?
Mm-hmm. That's a good
So
card.
so why is the screen splitting? It's my new webcam. Ah, okay. Um, what this is about you are growing. You're not ready. You're not out of your shell. You're still growing what you need to be in a relationship, a lasting, stable, healthy, sane, non toxic relationship. You're still
Mm-hmm.
hatching that. That's still growing. It's a jewel. I mean, look how beautiful that is. That's a lapis lazuli, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
well protected, it's well wrapped around, and it's very precious. Okay? So to me, this means you're not ready and you're still growing. you are still hatching or developing, that's the word, developing the skills that you need, the skills and the qualities and the, I don't know, the vibration that you need to be able to A, find a suitable partner, and B, be a suitable partner. Because, I mean, people ask us, people say, oh, yeah, I'd like to have kids. Yeah, okay, but would you like to be a mother or a father? Like, like this, that shift in perspective. Yeah, you'd like to be in a relationship, but are you a good partner? What kind of partner? We talk about the kind of partner we want, okay, but let's talk about the kind of partner we are now and how we can develop to be better partners. So that's what this is about. I'm not saying be a better partner. I'm saying you're growing, okay? And so this is a protection. If you're alone now, that's a protection while you're developing. Ooh, nice message. I mean, not nice in the sense that, yeah, no, you're not going to fall in love in April or anything, but you know,
Oh, that was a nice message. That was because
yeah, very,
it's
it
something
was
that
very
many
hopeful.
people can relate to, can listen to, and resonate with.
Yeah, yeah. You're not ready for a relationship right now. And when you are ready, that egg will hatch.
Mhm. Thank you, Linda. So this was our last question. So it's I know uh, uh, s- we stay longer, but would you please do a reading, healing for us, Diana?
I'd love to.
And then
So
thank you.
let's finish as we began with 3 deep breaths. Hold at the top and exhale through parted lips. Please place us in a steady stream of divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. Michael, wrap your blue bubble of protection around us all as it shrinks to fit, and we step into the healing orb of Raphael that floats and shares and spreads and transfers the divine the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. So mote it be.
Thank you. I'm going to close the records. Quick. So I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the record of this group and those watching the replay. The records are now closed. Thank you, ladies. Uh,
Thank you.
I please, Thursday, I am going to be doing Akashic Records readings and healings and quantum energy healings and clearings on my channel at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
11:30 Eastern time, folks.
Yeah,
Crack of dawn where I
I
live.
know. Yeah, so yeah, on Thursday on my channel with John Beanie, and it will be at 11:30 Eastern Time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. UK time, and 8:30 Pacific time, so that we know Linda will be sleeping. So please join us on my channel on this Thursday. And what are you doing next, Linda?
Uh, on Thursday at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern, Pierrette White is going to be on my channel. We're going to talk about healing. We're going to be doing some readings. And then on Friday at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern, is New Moon Alchemy with Gerald and Ramon Moonscarab. So that should be fun. I'll be simulcasting that on my channel, but it'll also be on Gerald's and Ramon's channels. Those readings are
Mhm.
always a ton of fun.
Oh
And
yeah,
and
awesome.
because Gerald does experiments with well, they both do. I mean, they're just
Mhm.
outrageously talented, those two.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Wonderful. If you
Me?
don't see, and I didn't post anything on my post page yet. I didn't post anything on my channels. I didn't post a link yet for Thursday, but that's confirmed on Thursday. And what about you, Diana?
Dream show at 9 o'clock Eastern tonight.
is this the
And
night that Linda Grindle will be there?
oh,
I
Is that,
believe she is joining
yeah,
tonight. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
nice. Yeah,
she's
she
I'm
always
gonna
talks
have
about
like
her
six
dreams.
million
That's awesome.
viewers.
Actually, let me just do something
and
here.
let's see, what else am I doing? Oh, the 27th, I'm on with Gerald. We're going to talk about the magic of castor oil.
Oh,
Don't be
nice.
Oh, look at me.
lock your lips.
Pretty much what I did to my mom when I had
Yeah,
that.
well, I preferred that over cod liver oil. Oh, geez, codfish. I couldn't get the smell past my nose to swallow it.
The
And
codfish.
then,
I
Cod liver
took
oil.
that when I was a
Cod
kid too. It
liver oil,
was
I got it
horrible.
too, but it was the good kind. It was mixed with orange juice. It didn't taste awful at all.
well, I had no problem at all with Fletcher's Castoria. That was awesome. It was licorice. I could drink it by the whole bottle full. Anyway, so then with Gerald
Oops.
and Ali and I are going to try to do our Ash and Ostara show on Saturday, but it will probably be recorded rather than to do it live. And then whenever the new moon is, I have a show coming up with,
It's,
um,
the new moon is Thursday.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Thursday
Thursday,
night,
Friday.
right?
Yeah.
Thursday night, I'll be on with Valerie also on the Illumination Portal to do the new
Oh,
moon.
cool. Okay.
Yes, great.
So, and then back to next week's routine.
Yep.
Mhm. So yes, so I hope to see you
Of
all.
course, that cod liver oil was disgusting. We're just making
Yeah.
these are old fashioned like remedies that our grandmothers used. Okay.
It didn't matter
Hmm.
how much sugar she put on the spoon.
I
And
took it
and
without any sugar or without anything. It was horrible, and it was get stuck. It wouldn't go down. It would get stuck in there forever. It wouldn't
but
go down.
castor oil, right down. To
Mm.
this day, I still.
I'll watch that show and I will keep my mouth shut.
Good
Yes, I'm
girl.
excited
So,
about
oh,
that. A lot to learn.
remember when I asked you and Gerald yesterday where I dropped that stitch on my knitting?
Mm-hmm.
I found it 12
Oh,
rows later.
Yes.
Rip. Because my grandmother was standing there going, no, you're not going to crochet that thing up there and add another stitch up there. You're
I
going to
know.
rip it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm taking apart all 80% of a sweater that I started knitting like 7 years ago. I'm taking it apart.
I have
Oh,
a hat that I started
Rosin.
knitting with those circular things,
you,
circular looms. Yeah,
yeah.
circular looms. Yeah.
Well, and
Anyway,
when you do that, the stitches are all going to go right back to the same spot because the yarn's been folded for 7 years.
Yeah. I'm not reknitting that same sweater. I'm going to make another one with it. I don't want that one
You'll
anymore.
still get locked into the same stitch.
Oh no, I'll steam it. You wash it, steam it.
Yeah, I know. Kind of, I know.
yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So, see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank.
Thank you, Diane.
Bye.
Thank you,
Yes.
everybody in the chat.
Thank you
Love
all. We
you
have. I
all.
think you're
Wow.
great readings, ladies. Thank you. Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
Welcome to Pisces. It's a tsunami.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Thank you, ladies. Great